just in case you have somebody that you're thinking might want to catch it. We'll hopefully have a recording for you. But thank you guys for coming. We are super, super excited to be with you here tonight. I'm going to let each of these girls introduce themselves here in a moment, but I just want to start off by telling you guys that whatever you choose to do for your family this fall, it's the right choice, okay? So this is just an impossible situation, and I just really want each of you to know that whether you decided to send your kids back or homeschool, or maybe you didn't even really have a choice, you had to go virtual or you had to send your kids back, there's just so much unknown surrounding what school is looking like for everybody right now. And so our heart tonight is really to help you. We want to provide some certainty if we can, maybe even a sense of control of like, I can control this one thing, and really just show you some solutions that you can use to navigate all of this. So hopefully that sounds good to you. A couple of really quick kind of housekeeping. If you're not familiar with Zoom, which I know we've been in COVID world for a while, so you probably are, but if you're not, down at the bottom of your screen, you'll see a chat or a Q&A function. If you have any questions as we go ahead and type those in, and we'll either answer them as we see them if it's appropriate, or we'll definitely scroll through and answer any of them at the end that we see. So type your questions away. We'll also be monitoring that, so we can maybe even type answers to questions as we go. So keep that in mind as we're going through. You can definitely ask any questions. So I want to just start off with a couple of quick introductions. The biggest reason I want to do that is so you guys can see where we all are coming from as we share with you tonight. So I'll start with myself. My name is Dr. Stacey Gaines. I help people find and safely use natural solutions for their everyday health needs. And my husband and I are raising our family in West Lafayette, Indiana. We have two beautiful daughters, ages 7 and 9. And I spent about a decade in higher education as a college professor within the health sciences. So my PhD is in health and kinesiology. I really understand the human body. I've got expertise in human physiology, which is really just knowing how body systems work together, as well as human behavior. So our thoughts and our emotions and our actions. So about 7 years ago, I was introduced to essential oils, and I've since left higher education, and I work full-time in this space of just helping people understand how essential oils work, how to use them safely, and those types of things. So Alicia.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, my computer's now popping up as we're speaking as well, so nice. I have stuff everywhere. All right, so hi there. I'm Alicia Colarelli. I'm currently living in Florida. I'm a wife and a mom of two beautiful girls. Jersey is 9 and Bailey is 6. I have my bachelor's degree in elementary education and a minor in speech communication. I'm beginning my 16th year, I think, if I'm counting correctly, of teaching. I have taught in both Colorado and Florida, in which I have worn many hats, but I have a feeling this new adventure we are on is definitely going to be one like no other. So I am very thankful more than ever that we have the tools right at our fingertips to be able to help us in situations like this. We have been using essential oils for a little over 5 years. And it has been absolutely amazing and an empowering wellness journey for everyone in our household. And it became extremely important when our current approach to healthcare wasn't working anymore for us. So sharing the power of essential oils and hearing people and helping them meet their health goals has definitely become an enjoyment of mine.
Awesome. I'm Jamie Fecht. I live in a small rural area in Colorado. It's Ray, Colorado. My husband is a potato farmer here, and I'm an elementary teacher. I have been since I graduated from UNC in 2010. I have a bachelor's in education. I'm currently working on my master's. I love essential oils. I've been using them for about 6 years. They have completely changed just the way I do things and look at my health. And our school is going back this fall, so I'm excited to get back to school. And I'm thankful that I have so many tools that we'll be sharing with you tonight to keep my immune system strong and when I head back to work.
Hi, so I am Katie Brock, and I'm so excited that you're all here tonight. I'm a mom of 2 girls, Nora 14 and Juliet 11. My husband was in the Air Force, and we spent 6 years in England and then 3 years in Louisiana before we got out and we got to move home to Colorado. So I have my bachelor's in elementary ed, and now I have my master's in special ed, working with deaf and hard of hearing students. So I've been teaching now in this job for 6 years, and I love working with our deaf and hard of hearing students in our district. My husband and I have been homeschooling both of our girls for the last 2 years and have decided to keep them home again this year. So I've been using doTERRA essential oils for the past 5 years, and I'm nervous to go back to work because I have no idea what this year will bring. So I'm glad to know that I have the tools I need in my home to take care of my family, which is what we're going to talk more about tonight.
Awesome. So I told you guys we have some really cool people to help kind of navigate through this tonight. I personally love that, like, we're all in different spaces. Like, we've got rural and cities and moms and teachers virtually and teachers in the classroom and kids at home and kids in school. So I love that we all kind of have a different vantage point of what we're tackling this year. So let me start with just some really basic things. Like I said, there is the chat feature that you can use at the bottom. If you have any questions, feel free to use that to post any questions that you have, and we'll work to answer those as we go throughout tonight. As we talk through some of our most popular products here tonight, I really want you to know that we are not trying to diagnose or cure, I forgot to change my slide, sorry, or cure or treat any kind of ailment. Instead, really what we're concerned with is helping the body to do what it was already designed to do, which is be healthy. And so we're going to focus on how these products can support healthy physiological processes in the body, because when we do that, the body's going to keep itself healthy. The information that we're presenting here, it's based on our own experience of using essential oils with our families in our classrooms for the past 5 to 7 years, really teaching others how to use oils safely. And then ultimately, it's all grounded within empirical research surrounding the therapeutic use of essential oils. So we really try to draw back on the science as much as possible. We always, always, always want to empower people who come to our classes to become educated. We want you to understand how your body works. We want you to learn about essential oils and what they do to support your body. And ultimately, we really just want people to feel like they can be in control of their health, that they can care for their family's needs. Especially right now, like, nobody wants to go to the doctor's office right now, right? We need to try to take care of stuff at home. So let's keep educated, let's keep learning so we can really handle these things in our own homes and hopefully give us a little bit of control through all of this unknown. Now, with that being said, we definitely are not trying to discount medical professionals. We work with several in our local areas, and we value their expertise and their services when we need them. But we're also really passionate about the way that we approach healthcare. We generally, as a society, kind of look to manage symptoms. So it's like, I feel sick, so I go to the doctor and he or she is going to help me feel better. But instead, what we want you guys to try to kind of think about is look at how we can shift away from this sickness model into more of a wellness model. What can we do to take care of our bodies so that we don't have to rely on that healthcare system for the little things that really we probably can handle in our own homes? Okay, so like I said, ask questions, we'll answer them as we go, or if we don't see them as we're going, we'll definitely take time to scroll through and answer everything at the end. So really our intention today is to empower you. We want to help you understand the power of essential oils and really how they can change your health and your family's health. We really, if we've done our job right tonight, you'll leave this class knowing 3 really cool things about essential oils, as well as a host of other ways that you can use them. So for us, in terms of my family, one way that doTERRA has really helped us is by strengthening our immune systems. In the 7 years that we've been using essential oils, I honestly can count on one hand the number of times that my family of 4 has been to the doctor for anything more than like a well check every year, or an ill-timed emergency like a kiddo getting her finger stuck in a vanilla extract top. Not that that ever happened to me, but maybe it did. So using oils has really helped our immune systems to do their job, which is fight off germs, keep us healthy. And we're going to tell you more about that particular oil and that family of oils here in just a little bit. But to start off, we just want to share 3 really cool things about essential oils with you. The first is that they're safer. The second is that they're more effective. And the third is that they're cheaper. So let's go ahead and break each one of these down.
Awesome. So the first cool thing about doTERRA essential oils is they're 100% natural and 100% safe. So there's nothing added to the oil or taken away from the oil. They're just simply pure essential oils with no side effects and no addictions. They're safe for babies, children, adults, elderly. They're even safe for their pets, which I really love. And oils are extracts from plants that have amazing health benefits. So a pure oil is about 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs. So that's what makes them so powerful and helpful for us. So 1 drop of peppermint essential oil is equivalent to drinking 28 cups of peppermint tea. So they are really potent. What I love about these oils is the CPTG standard, which stands for Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. And it means these oils are completely pure and potent, which means pure means there's no foreign contaminants or fillers in the oil. So you know that when you're using that oil, you're getting just that oil. Potent means that each plant was grown in a part of the world where that plant grows best, which results in the absolute best chemistry for that plant. So when you have the ideal natural chemistry, the essential oil extracted does exactly what we need it to do for our health. So that's the first cool thing. They are 100% natural and safe.
All right, so on to the second cool thing. The second cool thing about essential oils is that they are effective, and they're oftentimes more effective than many modern approaches to our healthcare problems. And this is because we are using a type of natural approach. And when you're using essential oils, our goal is to get to the root of the problem, not just to stop the symptom. And that's often what we focus on with the general approach to medication. So if you come to any of us and you say, for instance, you're interested in essential oils and you're concerned about your blood pressure, we're going to ask you about your lifestyle. What do you eat? How is your stress level? How do you sleep? Because we are really going to dig down to the root of the symptom and not just mask those symptoms. So now, if we have any medical professionals on here tonight, what I'm going to share with you next is going to sound a little bit elementary to you, but most of us on here don't have medical training. So I'm really going to try to simplify things so that they make sense to everyone. So let's go back basically to Biology 101, if that's okay. So if we look at the picture there on the right, that there is a cell, and the light blue part is the cell membrane, and we know that cells have oily cell membranes. Now, the cell membrane protects the cell. It keeps all the good things in and all the bad things out. Now, 2 of the things that are harmful to our cells are bacteria and viruses. Bacteria usually form on the outside of the cell, and viruses duplicate the DNA on the inside. All you have to basically remember is bacteria is on the outside and viruses are on the inside. So let's say now that you went to the doctor because you had a bacterial infection. He or she is going to likely recommend you take an antibiotic. And after taking that antibiotic for 7 to 10 days in most cases, it will probably clear up the infection. But unfortunately, it also comes with wreaking havoc on our gut, our hormones, and our immune system. Now, if you had a virus, for instance, like a cold or a flu, and we've all had that at one point, and you go to the doctor, they're going to tell you to go home, drink water, rest, and let it run its course, right? That's all of us have heard that at some point when we've had a virus. Now the reason is because most of the modern recommendations are water-based synthetic agents. So they frequently come with side effects and addictions. Water and oil don't mix, we know that. So the recommendation from the doctor is going to be water-based. It will have a really hard time penetrating through that oily cell membrane and stopping the duplication of the virus. So we can see how it's not able to break through and get to where that virus is on the inside of the cell. Now, essential oils, on the other hand, are different because they're oil-based. So this means they can permeate that cell membrane. They can work on a cellular level without side effects, without addictions, and they can combat bacteria on the outside of the cell, prevent the duplication of viruses on the inside of the cell. That is why they are often more effective than our modern approach to so many of our health problems. So if you look at the, do we have our On Guard up there? Yes. So if you look right there on On Guard, our #1 oil for immune support. On Guard is a blend of several different oils. It's our favorite one to use for immune support. You can gargle it if you have a sore throat. You can make a hand spray out of it. You can use it to clean and diffuse in the air. And believe me, this is one thing when I stepped into my classroom today that I did not leave home without. And it was the very first thing I set up in my classroom today when I walked in was my diffuser with my On Guard. So that is the really cool thing, the second cool thing about oils, that they are more effective.
So the third thing about essential oils is that they're cheaper than traditional medical care. So let me explain. I want you to think about your copay for visiting the doctor. Most of us are in the $20 to $30 range. And if your doctor gives you a prescription for an antibiotic, think about how much it would cost to fill that prescription. Again, most of us are probably 10 to 20 range, maybe even 0 if we're lucky. When someone in my family has an ear infection, we rub 2 drops of lavender and 2 drops of Melaleuca around their ear, put them to bed, and 12 hours later, the ear infection is cleared up. It costs us about 64 cents. Now, whether it costs you $20 for the copay in the prescription or whether it costs 0, essential oils are still less expensive than the gas in the car you pay to go to the doctor's office. That's not including the half a day of work you probably had to take for this emergency. We also haven't taken into account the fact that the antibiotics harm your gut and that you might have to buy extra probiotics for 2 weeks to fix the damage, which is way more money. So we save hundreds of dollars a year in medical costs because of essential oils. You cannot afford not to use natural solutions. That is why essential oils are cheaper than traditional medical care, and that is the third cool thing about essential oils.
All right, so now let's talk about ways that you can use them, and then we're going to get into the good stuff of what can you use. So the first way to use oils is aromatically. So I'd like you to, you're not on screen, so nobody's going to see you do this. Take your finger and just pinch right above the bridge of your nose. Right under where your fingers are is your olfactory nerve. And that nerve, it's so important. It sends message into the limbic system in our brain, which in turn then sends messages all over our body. So sometimes people think it's a little bit hokey to say that like oils could affect the body just by smelling them, but I want to illustrate this. When you go to the hospital for surgery and you need to be put under, they usually are going to deliver that anesthesia by gas, right? So they give you the mask over your face, they have you breathe through the mask and count down from 10, and most of us are completely under before we even get to 10. So when you're breathing in those synthetic compounds through the mask, it's your olfactory system that is powerful enough to send these signals to your entire body to basically knock you out in under 10 seconds. So that olfactory system, our sense of smell, is the fastest way to access our brain. And this is going to happen the exact same way when we're talking about essential oils. The difference is we're talking about natural compounds instead of synthetic compounds. So when we breathe in these natural compounds from essential oils, they're going to hit that olfactory nerve, and that olfactory nerve is going to send signals to our limbic system, which in turn is sending signals to the rest of our body, helping us to calm down or relieve stress or whatever it is that we might be using it for. And this can happen in as little as 30 seconds. So that connection into our limbic system, it's a big reason why oils can be so powerful emotionally. They can help to put us in a good mood. They can help us manage emotional responses like anxiety or stress or depression. It's also the reason why if I give you something like an apple pie to think about, you probably automatically have like a memory that's associated with that. So our sense of smell and our memory is also intricately connected. So all of this works together in terms of how your body is responding. So there's a few ways you can use your oils aromatically. You can just put a drop in your hands and breathe them in. You can use them in a diffuser, which we'll show you some of those here in just a little bit. You can just breathe them straight from the bottle. With my kiddos, a lot of times I like to put a drop on like a cotton ball so they can put it in their pocket and have it with them as they go throughout the day at school. So lots of ways that you can use oils. Blythe, I see your question about oils that you cannot diffuse. So yes, there are certain oils that you cannot take internally. And we'll talk about internal use here in just a second. But in terms of diffusing, think about essential oils. The longer term for it is aromatherapy. So the whole point behind oils is being able to breathe them in and getting the therapeutic benefits by breathing them in. So really there's not, certainly there might be oils that don't smell good. They might not have the best scent to them or aroma to them, but you can absolutely diffuse or smell any of them. So great question. So that's the first way that you can use aromatic oils is aromatically.
Awesome. The second way to use essential oils is topically. So you can actually apply oils directly to your skin. For children and people maybe with sensitive skin, you'll want to dilute it with a carrier oils like fractionated coconut oil or jojoba oil or something like that. It's just as effective, it just takes a little longer to absorb. So you can even apply oils to the bottom of your feet. And especially like we just talked about the scent, if there's one that you need the benefit of, but you don't like the scent of it, applying it to the bottom of your feet is a great way to get that oil in your system without necessarily having to smell it. You can put your socks on and try to not have that near you. So, and even for babies, you can do that and it's not going to bother them. The oil absorbs very quickly into the bloodstream through our skin. So it's a great way to get those oils into your system fast. Topical use is great when you have like a localized issue. So something you can point to like an area of your skin or a specific body part. So if you have like a cut or a bruise or pain or something, that's a great way to use your oils topically.
All right. And the third way to use essential oils, and this is something we get asked, I feel like quite often, so is internally. And these essential oils are not only safe to use internally, they are actually recommended to be used internally. So as Jamie mentioned earlier, the doTERRA CPTG, which stands for Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade, means these oils are a medicinal grade and they are completely safe to ingest, unlike most other brands. You can put them in your mouth or drink them in your water. Just make sure that you always use like stainless steel or glass. If you don't like the taste of them, you can put them in a veggie cap. It's like concocting your own little natural remedy. I know my mom likes to call me her dark witch because I'm always mixing things up. You can even cook with them. So not all essential oils, can be taken internally. And doTERRA has a really easy way to see. So if you look at the oil bottle, on the doTERRA bottle, there's a supplement facts. And so if it has that box on it, that means that you can take them internally. All right, so just make sure you look for that. And please don't ever, ever, ever use cheap oils from the store or from Amazon and put those in your mouth. They are not safe to ingest and often are not safe to put on your skin either. So this only applies to doTERRA because of the amount of testing that is done. So that's the third cool way to use essential oils, which would be internally.
Dana asked a question about the ratio of coconut oil to essential oil. And we usually use, for kids, we do a smaller amount. So like 5 to 10 drops for a 10 ml roller, or just 1 drop with some in your hand. And then adults go 15 to 20, or 10 to 20, depending on your situation. So I hope that answers that question. So what are your top concerns? So go ahead and type it in the chat, any of your top health concerns. Oh, thanks, Stacy, for posting that.
Yeah, if you didn't see, I just posted a blog post about dilution that gives you some specific ratios for like babies versus kids versus teenagers versus adults and so forth.
So you'll have to send it to all, because it's just panelists right there.
Stink. I'll do that. Thank you.
I'll change it. So I see kidney stones in little girls. Ouch. Snoring. Yes, they're safe for children with allergies. Lemon, lavender, peppermint are great. And we even have a soft gel that has that. Asthma, yep. Digestive, yep. So kind of all of these are kind of falling under some of these mental disorders, yes. So either concerns about falling behind in school, or stress, or chemical exposure, just our overall health and being sick, mental health for sure over the last what, 5-6 months we've been doing this, anxiety. circulation, all of those things are going to fall into some of these. So these are all what we're going to kind of cover in the next few slides.
Yes, definitely. And if we don't cover your specific ailment, reach out to the person who invited you tonight. Or they might tell you, you need to talk to my doTERRA girl, who is probably one of us who's presenting tonight. So reach out to us and we'll make sure to help you understand like the specific solution for your specific needs as well, because we may not cover all of these exactly tonight. But as we go into this, one thing we want you guys to understand is like, well, all these things we're going to talk about are really just making choices that help our bodies to stay healthy. So these essential oils and these oils-based products are awesome, but they are not what prevents or treats or cures disease. You guys, even our most brilliant like pharmaceutical alternatives can't prevent or treat or cure a disease. The only thing that can do that is our body. It's our immune system. So it's not a drug that keeps you healthy. It's not a doctor who treats or cures your disease or your sickness. It's you and your fantastically created immune system. So when we understand that, it's important that like, what can we do to keep our immune system healthy so that it's working appropriately, right? So really quickly, let's talk about what the immune system is and like, why is it important? Why do we need it? So our immune system is basically a series of organs and different biological processes that are at play in our bodies. And its job is really one of defense. So it's supposed to fight against anything that is harming the body. It's our body's natural protection system. So what we want to do is really focus on what I would call lifestyle aspects of wellness, which are choices that we can make to put our body in that best position to be well. And so tonight what we're going to do is show you several different ways that you can do that. So I want you guys to listen. If this is all new to you, don't feel like you're going to need to go out and tackle it all overnight. Focus on maybe one or two at a time and do your best. It's one of the reasons that we love essential oils so much, is because they give us something to like simply start getting better in a lot of these areas. And then we can build on it over time. So here's what we're going to cover, all with the goal of, again, keeping this beautiful immune system that we have doing its job of protecting us. So we're going to talk about nutrition, exercise, sleep, mental health, and reducing chemicals. And in all of this, it's our hope that you're going to find very simple and practical steps that you can take. So I'll hand it over to you, Jamie.
Awesome. So here are some things that you can do in your own home to help take care of your body, and in particular, your immune system. So, we've been hearing like practicing your good hygiene, social distancing, wash your hands, use your hand sanitizer, and if you're sick, stay home. But using your immune supportive oils that you have can also be super beneficial. So any of the oils like On Guard, Stronger, DDR Prime, frankincense, lemon, you'll see them all on that slide there, are great to use as a daily protective measure so that your immune system is fully functioning. So the first one on the slide is On Guard. Like Alicia said, this is just like the powerhouse for supporting your immune system. Great for daily immune support. So you could apply this on your children's feet before they head out the door for school, or just apply it daily along your spine or before bed, whatever works best in your routine to help just give your children and yourself that extra boost each day. Another option for daily immune support is Stronger. So Stronger is part of the kids collection. It has similar benefits to On Guard in its immune boosting properties, but it's made with some more gentle oils. I start the day with On Guard and then I end the day with Stronger. I just love it. It has rose and frankincense in it, which are both very calming to me. So it's a great one to put on as I go to bed every night. Just helps me relax and go to sleep. Breathe is doTERRA's respiratory blend. So this is great to apply to the chest or diffuse anytime that respiratory support is needed. I diffuse this when the air is dry or just anytime I'm feeling congested. Lemon is another great immune boosting oil. So a tip you could do with this if you're sending your kids to school or for yourself daily at home or work, just add a couple drops of lemon to your water in your stainless steel water bottle. Put a drop in your kids' water bottle as you send them out the door, and it'll just help give them that extra boost throughout the day as they drink that. So, and then the last one on here is DDR Prime. And it's one we don't talk about quite as often, but it is a powerhouse of oils that will just really help support your immune system. So I it comes in a 15 milliliter bottle, so you can take this and put it in a roller and dilute it, and then just apply it on your feet before bed as another way to give yourself an immune boost and to kind of mix it up too. And then there's also applications like Symphony of the Cells. If you need a link or something to that, or if you're not sure what that is, we can talk more about that, or we can answer that at the end. You can use that and these oils along with several others to help your body systems function optimally.
All right, so now we're going to go into supportive nutrition. So most kids and most adults don't get all their fruits and vegetables in a day. Even if you're extremely health conscious, it is really hard to get all those vitamins and those minerals that we need. And that is the foundation of our house and our health. We need to have nutrition down. You should aim to eat the rainbow every day. And this should primarily be whole foods. So when we're talking about whole foods, those are things that are grown in the ground and animals. Our American diets are generally way over processed and based in simple carbohydrates that our body has a really difficult time breaking down and utilizing. And because of this, most of us need supplementation of some kind to bridge that gap between our over-processed diet and what our body truly needs to be healthy. So in regards to our health and our immune system, you want to eat a balanced diet with all the standard vitamins, minerals, and in particular, you should have high amounts of vitamin D, vitamin C, zinc, and magnesium. Now, let me just say that not all oil supplements are created equal. The majority of the supplements on the market today are in excessive high doses that actually create strain in the body to process them. So they are mostly synthetically derived. So your body is actually going to waste most of what you're taking in. So you're feeling like you're getting this really high dose, but it's actually putting a strain on your body, and then you're actually wasting most of what you're taking in. So first, we need to keep our gut clean and healthy. Decrease the amount of processed foods that we're eating, especially sugar. Sugar is basically poison to our immune system. So let's look at that little red bottle on the right. That there is our kids vitamin. It's not a gummy. It's not going to taste as good as a gummy because there is no sugar. But I want you to remember, you are the mothers, you're the fathers. And so that's a decision you're going to make for your kids because it's going to be much better for them. It is not synthetic. It is a whole food-based vitamin. So your kids are actually going to absorb it and use it and get all those vitamins and minerals that they actually need. The blue box there on the right is our probiotic. They taste super good. I like to still the kids sometimes because they taste so good. It's like a little pixie stick. So you can bribe them if they take their vitamins, then they get to get their PB Assist, which doesn't have any sugar, even though it tastes like it does. If you're going to be giving them gummy vitamins, I want you to look at the amount of sugar. If they have 4 to 5 grams of sugar, you're literally hurting their immune system while you're trying to give them a vitamin. So you feel like you're doing something positive, you're giving them vitamins, but it's actually that sugar in there is actually hurting their immune system. So I want you to keep in mind that 70% of our immune system actually resides in our gut. So if you want your immune system to be healthy, you need to keep your gut healthy. The best way to do this is by taking daily probiotics. doTERRA's PB Assist is a great choice because it has, so if you look at the bottle there, that's the adult version. And it's a double encapsulated, which means that the capsules of probiotics are within a prebiotic fiber. So if you've ever seen the capsules, they're really cool. I don't know if anybody has one on hand, but it's a double capsule. So you want the probiotic to actually get to your gut, and having that double capsule ensures that it actually gets all the way into the small intestine where it needs to be, and it's not all burned up in your stomach. So the extra layer of that PB Assist will help you ensure that you get that goodness into your digestive tract where it can actually work its magic and do what it's supposed to do. The yellow bottle there is our liquid omegas, and they're orange flavored. They don't taste bad, so kids don't mind taking them. And then those bottles there, that is doTERRA's Lifelong Vitality Supplement Trio. And in my opinion, it's the best supplement trio on the market today. I make sure that I take them every single day. Stacy has an entire webinar focusing on the supplement trio. So if you'd like to learn more about them and why they're the best, you can look at essentiallyhiswisdom.com. and click on Essential Oils 101, and one of the options will be the Lifelong Vitality. You'll find a ton of information in there to help you see why they are so helpful for our bodies. Thank you for putting that in there, Stace. That bottle in the middle there, that's Terra Greens. So if you like to sneak in a little fruits and veggies to your kid, Terra Greens is a great option. You can sneak it into their smoothies. You can add a little drop of wild orange into the smoothie that'll kind of hide that green taste to it. And don't tell them, they'll never know. And lastly, we need to make sure that we stay hydrated. Hydration is so important. Our bodies are made of mostly water, so we need to keep them that way. You should aim to drink half of your body weight in water in ounces every single day. If you weigh 180 pounds, you should shoot for 90 ounces of water a day. I know my little one, she loves to drink water. I don't ever have to worry about her, but my older daughter has to be reminded. So we actually do the math and talk about how much she weighs, and she knows exactly how many bottles a day of her water bottle she needs to drink to stay on track to drink half of her body weight in water. So that is our nutrition. Keep your gut healthy. All right, now moving on to healthy lunches. So the number one tip for lunches, I would say, is to leave the sugar out. Sugar suppresses the immune system, like I mentioned earlier. It raises your inflammation levels. It makes you more likely to get sick. So you are the parent, so you have to choose to set the tone for them. This is the only time that we actually really do get to control this. So I have seen what kids bring to school sometimes, and any of you, if you've ever been in the school cafeteria, I'm sure you see what's on some of the kids' plates. And we need to really be able to send them to school, giving their bodies the best chance to stay as healthy as possible. So they need fruits and veggies. You can cut those up. Kids love to dip things. So you can put hummus in there, or like the little guacamole things are always good. You can keep On Guard hand spray in their lunchbox, which is great. I know, I'm sure now they're going to be passing around hand sanitizer more than ever, but I like to just put a bottle of hand On Guard spray into their lunchboxes. Make sure they're getting as many whole foods as possible. Just do your best and just be conscious of what you're actually putting into their lunch every day. And then some great food ideas. So breakfast, I know my girls love smoothies. Just make sure that you're not only putting the sugary fruits in there. You can do berries and kale. You could add some Terra Greens, a banana. Oatmeal is great for breakfast with berries and almonds. I like to put those in there. Eggs, bacon, sausage. You can get really creative with leftover dinner. Just add an egg and I feel like it becomes breakfast if you add an egg. So just get kind of creative there. Give them a healthy breakfast. It starts their day off. It gives their immune system a fighting chance. It's already hard to keep our kids in a normal school year, let alone with the school year we're going into now. Lunches, you can have apples, bananas, berries, veggies, hummus packages. I mentioned the guacamole. I would never send a whole avocado because I know my kids would waste it. And even if you're going to look for chips that are non-GMO. Kettle chips are still fried, but it's a lot healthier option than like a Dorito that's covered in food dye. And then snacking for kids. I know it's not always easy with kids, but try to get them to have snacks that are what they say they are. So for example, a carrot is actually a carrot. Look at the labels, look at the ingredients. There are some pretty great snack options now that are actually made of only whole food ingredients. My students actually last year, it was pretty neat. They would compete to see who brought the healthiest snacks. And it was amazing to see how excited they would get. They, every day, Ms. Colorelli, is mine the healthiest? No, mine's the healthiest. And I even had some parents comment during parent conferences about how they no longer had to argue with their kid about what they were taking because they wanted to impress Ms. Colorelli with what they were bringing. So as always with kids, make it a competition, make it a game, make it something fun. And that usually helps them want to make the healthier choice.
So let's talk about reducing toxic load. So this is a little bit of my soapbox. So I know many of you are concerned about the chemicals and the cleaning that they'll be doing in the schools or even workplaces. And if you aren't, you should be. They're going to be using chemicals way more than they have in the past, cleaning more often with the Clorox wipes and stronger chemicals. more often during the day. So we can't control that, but we can control our homes so that the kids can get a break from the toxic load. The more chemicals that we're exposed to are weighing down our bodies, and the body just has less energy to focus and to be healthy. The body has a limited amount of energy, so don't weigh it down with more toxins. Anytime that we put a synthetic substance in our body will react negatively in some manner. Our bodies are not made to process them, so they cause trouble, and our body simply wastes them out without utilizing it. So think about most pharmaceutical medications. They come with 3 minutes worth of side effects on a 3.5 minute commercial, right? No joke. But the reality is that every single synthetic substance that we put in our body by way of ingesting through our skin, on our clothes, or just breathing will affect our bodies negatively. So we often use things like disinfectants, household cleaners, or sanitizers as a way to ward off sickness. But the reality is that if they're made of synthetic chemicals, they're doing more harm than good long-term. So take something like Lysol, for example. It's purposely made sticky. So you spray it in the air and it doesn't actually diminish the odor, it just masks them. And here's how it does that. The sticky spray particles are inhaled by the user, coating the hairs in our nose so that you can only smell the Lysol. The bad smell is still in the air, you just can't smell it because of what's stuck up your nose. What's worse is that you're also inhaling those sticky particles into your lungs. So your lungs produce mucus to help the cilia of the lungs get rid of the intruding substance. So let's talk about reducing toxic load. Some of you are doing this. Some of you will say, yes, I know, and others are gonna have never heard of this before and think I'm crazy. If you don't believe me, Google the dangers of fragrance and see what you find. There's actually a documentary on Netflix, I think it's called Stink, about how bad they are. Yeah, I woke up to it. The word fragrance in our country, there are like 3,000 chemicals that our government and other governments don't allow, but our government allows to be labeled as fragrance in the US. Most of these are not allowed to be used in other countries. They're hormone disruptors. They cause ADD symptoms, allergy symptoms, headaches, migraines, all of the stuff. And then we put ourselves on meds to help with all these things when in reality, it's just the fragrance or the perfumes that are poisoning our bodies. So the first thing is to ditch all the fragrances and perfumes. I'm talking about candles, air fresheners, in your detergent, your shampoos, your conditioners, your soaps, all your body products. Now that I've switched, I can't even walk past the cleaning and laundry section in the store because it's so strong and it just gives me a headache. Bath and Body Works or Lush, I used to go into all the time and buy all my stuff, and now I can't even walk past there because it's awful. So switch them out as you go if you want to just do one thing at a time. So when you run out of something, buy a different one that doesn't list fragrance in the ingredients list. So one thing is to remove candles and air fresheners that cause all of these things. We love the ambiance of candles and the smell because it reminds us of something happy, just like Stacy was talking about. It takes us back to the beach or to grandma baking cookies. So we want you to ditch them out for a diffuser and to use oils to make your house smell amazing. This also goes for cleaning supplies. Vinegar and baking soda are amazing to clean with. In doTERRA, there's a bottle in the middle, has a cleaner concentrate that's amazing. And that's all we use in our home now. So I use one of the cleaner concentrate bottles and make up 4 big spray bottles, one for each bathroom, and then I have 2 in the kitchen. And then we use our Norwex cloths and that spray bottle to clean the whole house. About a year ago, I threw out all the other cleaners that I hadn't used in years, and it was so freeing just to have one thing to clean everything with. I think the concentrate's like $14, and you make 18 spray bottles. So it's cheaper and healthier. So the lemon oil in the middle is a natural degreaser, and you can also make a natural wood polish with it. And you can use it for anything sticky or gummy to take off, like stickers or anything, as well as grease off your hands. So we have a laundry detergent, that's the bottle next to the diffuser, that's safe and natural as well. And it's concentrated, so you just use a little bit. And then the diffuser is the one on the left. So maybe you're a person who wants to change it all out at once. But if you're one this is overwhelming, then just switch out one thing at a time. So so when you've run out of it, just choose a different one. Our kids are going to be exposed to so many chemicals at school, so let's make our house a safe place, as safe and clean, as healthy as it can be without fragrance. So once you start looking for it, you'll see that it is in everything. You can do it, and you can get it out of your house.
I'm starting to talk and I forgot to unmute myself. So if you are, before I move on to sleep, if you are somebody who, like, obviously we can't control what's happening in the schools, right? They're going to be using hefty chemicals and probably should be right now. Yes, we would love it if they could all have On Guard in there, but it's just probably not going to happen. So things that you can do are just really help your kids' bodies to detox, or your bodies if you're a teacher. Drinking lemon in your water is a nice gentle detoxer. We made up a roller of 2 oils. One of them is called Zendicrine. The other one is called DDR Prime. Jamie talked about that one. Zendicrine is a really supportive oil of our body's natural detox systems. So like our liver, our kidneys, those types of things. And then DDR Prime is super supportive of our cells. So those 2 are something that we're going to use every morning and every night as a way to just help our bodies detox all the chemicals that we're coming into contact with when we're not in our own home. So don't feel helpless. There's certainly other things that you can use as well. So now let's hit on sleep. We are grossly under-rested in our country. Our bodies were designed to get 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep every night, and that's going to be even more for kids. When we get that kind of sleep, that's when our body is going to work at its best. Can we survive with less or with lower quality? Sure, but there's always going to be consequences eventually. So in terms of our immune systems, there's studies that show that people who don't get quality sleep or don't get enough sleep are more likely to get sick after they are exposed to some kind of a virus, such as the common cold virus. So a lack of sleep can also affect how fast you recover if you do get sick. So without sufficient sleep, our body, it makes fewer what's called cytokines. And cytokines are these little proteins that we have that basically target infection and inflammation. Our body needs these cytokines to create that healthy immune response and fight, right? That's what kind of kicks our immune system into gear to fight. And if we're not sleeping, our body's not making those. So what can we do? So glad you asked. Serenity is one of our favorites. It's an entire line that we have from doTERRA. It's awesome for promoting really quality, restful sleep. And the Calmer that you see here is like our kids' collection version of Serenity. My kids love Calmer. They like bathe in it before night, which is great because it smells amazing. But it also helps them to sleep, which is amazing as well. The other 2 oils that you see here are Balance and Copaiba. So Balance is a super grounding oil. It really helps your body to manage the effects of stress. And then Copaiba is similar to CBD if you're familiar with that, but it's actually better because of the direct way that it acts in our body. And it's also cheaper, which is also another great thing. But it's so good for our immune system, or sorry, for our nervous system, which is basically our sensory processing system. So think of like all the information that we're taking in right now from so many different venues. Our nervous system is like on the fritz, and that's why we feel stressed out. That's why we feel anxious. And so Copaiba just helps to kind of simmer that down. these three together, Copaiba, Balance, and Serenity, really just help your body to chill out, to calm down, to prepare for sleep. It also helps to shut down that mind chatter that kind of keeps you up and worrying, and helps your body to realize like, hey, it's time for bed. I don't know if you guys are like me, but it's like my head hits the pillow and suddenly I need to solve like all the world's problems, right? So this just helps to calm that down so that my body realizes it's time to sleep. So in using these three, if you want like a knock me out, but let me feel really awesome and not groggy in the morning kind of sleep, I would put all three of these, Balance, Serenity, and Copaiba, in your diffuser. You could also make a roller with these. For elementary school aged kids, I'd probably do 3 to 5 drops of each. Middle school, maybe 5 to 7 drops of each. High school and beyond, I do 10 of each. In a roller, and then you just apply it on the backs of their necks, behind their ears, over their heart, every night at bedtime. Do both with the diffuser and the roller if you can. The roller is going to be more fast acting and really help you fall asleep, but that diffuser going through the night is going to be running all night to help keep you asleep. Now, one thing I want to mention is we've been throwing around like, oh, rollers, use a roller. If you're new to oils, you have us after you get started to kind of help you with these rollers and figure out how to make these rollers. So those of you guys who've been using oils for a while, you know what rollers are, but if you're new and you're like, what are these rollers that people are talking about? They're just simply these little perfume rollers that we can put oils in and pre-dilute them with the fractionated coconut oil to make it super easy to use. So as we're throwing that out there, I started thinking, man, we probably should talk about what that is. But with sleep, the whole basis of these oils is we're trying to calm our body down, calm our mind down, so that we're getting the kind of sleep that we need to help our immune system, especially during those resting hours when our immune system is working so hard to recover from everything that it kind of encountered during the previous day.
Awesome. All right. Well, the next one we're going to talk about is mental health. And so with everything that's going on right now, taking care of your mental health is huge and super important. And especially with your kids, either going back to school or going online, that can bring some stress and just some things that could have some harm with their mental health in different ways as well. So much like sleep, stress can wreak havoc on our immune system. So when we're stressed, the immune system's ability to fight off threats is reduced, which makes us more susceptible to infections. So ongoing stress makes us susceptible, it's a hard word tonight, to illness because our brain is sending signals to our endocrine system, which is your body's hormone system. Our endocrine system then releases all sorts of hormones that are designed to amp our bodies up to deal with the situation causing stress. However, those same hormones are responsible for depressing our immunity. There's many studies out there that suggest that stress is an underlying issue to as much as 90% of all illnesses. It's not that stress is causing these illnesses, but the stress is weakening our body's ability to fight them when we come into contact with them. So doTERRA has several products that can help you and your family manage any of the stress that you might encounter this fall. So for many people, Balance, which we just talked a little bit about, is a blend that helps ground and calm stressful situations. Actually, every morning, it's in my bathroom on a little stand with some of my oils. I get up, go to the bathroom, I put that on first thing to start the day. So that's a great one to put on your kids too if they're going to school and there's a lot of changes or things like that, just to help. Another one that just came out last year is called Adaptive. You'll see it on the slide there, and it targets the neurotransmitters in the brain that link to our stress response. So this is something I'll put on my diffuser bracelet daily just to help me as I adapt through stressful situations throughout the day. It's not on the slide, but Adaptive also has a soft gel that you can take, and it comes in a roller. So you can use them all of those different ways to get that adaptive in your system. The first two on here, Brave and Steady, those are both two oils that are in the kids collection, and they're just great for that daily support as your children enter those stressful or overwhelming situations. They're both pre-diluted, safe for kids, ready to just roll right on them. I've heard parents, these are really great. Like if your kid has a big test or just something different in their schedule that might cause more overwhelm, this would be a great one to get out and use for them. And then Copaiba, we just talked about that one and why it's so awesome. Stacy just talked about that one. So it is great to diffuse, apply topically, or take internally. This is another one that I love taking internally daily. I don't mind the taste. I can just put a couple drops under my tongue, or they have a soft gel that you can use too, and it's great for that calming support. And then the last one on here is Wild Orange. Wild Orange is extremely uplifting, and it's so refreshing, and it's a scent that anybody will love. So it's a really simple, easy one to use, great for diffusing. A lot of times I'll pair Wild Orange and Adaptive on my diffuser bracelet just for that support. And it's just so refreshing and uplifting, and it's also really great for your immune system as well. So you're kind of doubling up on that. Like the Lifelong Vitality supplements, there's a webinar that's dedicated to understanding stress and how to help our bodies deal with it. So you can also find that on that Essential Oils 101 link on Stacy's website.
All right, so now on to focus. We all know how important focus is for our kiddos, whether it be doing their work at home or whether it be them being at school. And this may be harder more now than ever, just with everything that's going on in the world and how different what we're asking them to do is right now. So these are some of my favorite oils for focus. InTune is one we've traditionally used to help kids who needed to stop being so hyperactive or needing to focus more. It's a very heavy patchouli smelling oil, so some kids love it, and for some kids it's super strong. So one trick with that would be just to roll it on their feet and then go ahead and stick their socks right on, and they won't have to smell it. But what doTERRA has done is they've created a blend that is much milder smelling for kids, and that's the oil right there called Thinker. And you can see the little picture on there. It's for the brain. So this is for calming down the brain, focusing and doing their homework. There are mint and citrus blends in there. They smell really, really good. They're designed to help calm you and keep you focused. I know a lot of adults that can't get through their day without InTune or without Thinker, whether it be finishing homework or for us, maybe that 3 o'clock slump. These are definitely good go-to oils. I put Tamer on here too. It smells really good. It has spearmint, which I love. The kids always think it smells like gum anytime that's in the diffuser. What kind of gum are you chewing? But again, it has that mint and that citrus that's going to help you focus. We have peppermint and wild orange there, and they do lovely, lovely things for people. They are kind of our old school go-to focus blends before we had some of these other ones. And these are ones that I still use daily. So I love to use this first thing in the morning. I love to put it in the diffuser. I put a couple drops in my hand and rub them together and smell them before I go to the gym every morning. I had a kid in my class actually that used to fall asleep during tests, and I would put one drop of each on a cotton ball, and I would just set it on his desk. With permission from his mother, of course. But that was an absolute game changer for him. He was such a smart kid, but had a really hard time focusing and staying awake. So that was something we worked out, and it worked wonderful for him. A great routine after a really long day at school prior to doing homework, of course, feed the kids. They need to eat after school. They're starving and famished. Make it a healthy snack. Put some peppermint and wild orange in the diffuser, roll some Thinker on their spine, on their wrists, so they'll be ready to attack and accomplish whatever it is that they need to get done. And of course, kids, just like adults, they're going to be drawn to different oils, and they'll let you know that, and they're going to let you know what they like the most and what works best for them. So just let them be a part of it.
You want to go back to detox. I was like, wait, what?
Sorry, my fingers got a little happy and went forward too.
Well, good. Okay, so I love this stuff about detox. So this kind of goes with the taking out all the toxins. But because our kids are going to be so exposed to so much, what's another thing that we can do about it? So one thing we can do is give them a detox bath. And if your kids don't like baths, or I don't really like baths, you can also put this in a foot bath, and then just sit for like 10, 15 minutes with the foot bath. So the first thing is the Epsom salt. So don't buy a pre-scented Epsom salt, because that's just the fragrance that we talked about getting rid of. So just plain Epsom salts. So what I do is I take a cup, I put a cup or whatever of Epsom salts in it, and then I drip the oils. So if you do lavender and frankincense and copaiba, I drip them in, and then I just stir it to kind of get those oils into the Epsom salts. So those are the 3 oils that I recommend to help relax, to de-stress, and then the Epsom salt helps to detox in a warm bath. Not too hot for your little ones. So you want to mix these together, and then in that cup, and then just dump it into the bath. If you want to add a bubble bath, make sure that it's unscented and doesn't have fragrance in it. So Stacy shared about the detox roller. I'm going to say it again because somebody had a question. It's Zendocrine and DDR Prime. So Zendocrine is our detox oil, and then the DDR Prime is going to like really, really boost your body with all its fabulous oils. So one thing is use it every morning and every night. So if you put it next to your toothbrushes, you won't forget, because then you can do it every morning and every night. Kids, you can do 5 to 10 drops of each in a 10 ml roller, like that roller in the other slides that you've seen. And then top it with fractionated coconut oil. For anybody 10 to 15, you can do 10 drops of each. And then over 15, you can do 20. And it's just a really simple step that you can help to release that toxic load in your body.
Awesome. All right, moving on to exercise. So our bodies are designed to move. In fact, when they don't move, they begin to break down. So think of that like a rubber band that doesn't get used for a long time. It starts to get brittle and starts to break, right? So that's basically what happens in our bodies. There are natural physiological processes that take place when we exercise that are intricately connected to our immune system. So physical activity causes changes to our antibodies and white blood cells, which are both important parts of our immune system. So exercise helps to flush out viruses and bacteria from our body's vital systems, like our respiratory and pulmonary systems. It also helps elevate our mood and helps relieve stress, which we'll talk a little bit more about. So you should aim for 30 minutes of moderate physical activity every day, and with kids even a little bit more is awesome. So what is moderate? Your respiratory rate and your heart rate should increase to more than what it is normally, but it doesn't need to be a point where you're completely out of breath and you can't talk to somebody while you're exercising. But yes, there are cardiovascular and metabolic benefits to exercising at a higher intensity level, but in terms of overall health and immunity, just shooting for that moderate range is completely sufficient. So going on a brisk walk or doing yard work that gets your heart rate up is a great way to do that daily. So of course, the more strenuous the activity is, like running, swimming, weightlifting, that's good, but not necessarily have to do when you're targeting that immune support. So it's so important for our kids to get outside and exercise every day. So whether you're at school or you're at home, just taking breaks throughout the day to exercise and move their bodies is going to be so important for their daily immune health. So when your children are in need of some extra support after their exercise, here are some great options that you can use. Rescuer and Tamer are both part of the kids collection. You could kind of say Rescuer is like the kids version of Deep Blue. So those of you that have used Deep Blue, that is like a muscle rub. Just really helps sore muscles, tight muscles, things like that. So, and Tamer is going to be great for any tummy upset, things like that. And then the Deep Blue oil is also going to just help you get deep into those muscles and help with any pain that you might have from exercise. You can use these before and after exercise. Like I like to use Deep Blue before to help, like I carry a lot of stress in my neck muscles. So before I exercise, I'll put a little bit of that on just to help those muscles relax so I can get the most out of my workout. So, and you'll see the little picture of the sun on the corner of the slide. So that is about vitamin D. So on top of exercise, vitamin D is also going to be super beneficial for your immune health and even your mental health. Just getting outside just makes you happy, makes you feel good. So anytime that you can do any of those exercise activities outdoors, that is going to be awesome to give you your daily dose of vitamin D. We're going to be inside a lot in the fall. So anytime you can get outside, get fresh air, that's also going to just help your overall health.
So we wanted to show you, because On Guard is our immune boost oil. So all of these products are what doTERRA has made to help us boost our immune system. So there's a mouthwash, toothpaste. This is a hand wash and it's actually out of stock right now, but I just saw somebody talk about using a tiny little bit of the On Guard cleaner in the pump and making your own hand soap. There's On Guard hand mists, sanitizer mists that I will never go anywhere without. The On Guard soap that we talked about, the oil roller, the beadlets, you can take internally daily, and then the On Guard drops. And then this bottle on the right is the On Guard Plus. And it is like a powerhouse if you feel like you're starting to get sick, tickle in your throat, start taking that, and then it'll help you boost your immune system. So the last thing that we're going to talk about is masks. So masks are a part of our reality right now. No matter how you feel about them personally, we have to wear them sometimes, right? So my first recommendation, if you have a reusable mask, is to wash it every single day. If you're using disposable ones, replace them every day, because kids are going to touch them all day long and the germs will be everywhere. So you can't control it when they're at school, but you can wash or replace them each night. You can try and teach them how to take care of them and not set them down, but they're kids. It's going to be fun, right? So some people are using oils in their masks. I do. With kids, you want to use gentler oils like wild orange, and you want to put it on a place on the inside with a clean hand that doesn't touch your skin as much, so it doesn't irritate your skin. I love Adaptive. That's my kind of go-to right now. Or Breathe. That'll help just open your airways. But really, any oil that makes you happy is good. So we also made up some little spray bottles with the oil and water in the spray that we just spray inside of our masks. And I actually let my kids pick their favorite oil and made them their own spray. So work with your kids at home and help them to learn how to wear them and to make it fun. Help the teachers out by being positive about wearing masks, because your kids watch you and they follow your lead. And if you are trashing why we're having to wear masks, then they're going to be very defiant at school. So help us out, because it's just one more thing we're trying to deal with right now. So.
All right, so if you are already using doTERRA, you know that you can go on to your own ordering site, get any of these, but let us know if you have any questions or troubles. But if you are new to doTERRA, what I want to do is just really quickly, I know it's getting late, especially for you East Coasters, way to hang in. I just want to show you how you can get these in your homes, as well as the simplest way to get most of the things that we talked about tonight in like a nice little package. So we really have 3 ways that you can purchase doTERRA's products. The first way is retail. Nobody's going to buy retail here tonight because you really only buy retail prices on your oils if you're like at a chiropractor's office or a spa or something like that, because it's the most expensive way to buy oils, and nobody needs to spend more money than necessary. So the second way, and this is the way that most people start, is their wholesale membership. So this membership is like having a Costco or a Sam's Club membership, where you have an annual membership that's going to give you access to all of the great products at the best prices, which is 25% below retail. You order when you want, and you order what you want. So there's no selling required. There's no monthly or minimum orders if you don't want to. Like Sam's Club doesn't call you up and be like, hey, it's time to come order. You haven't ordered in a month. You get to order whenever you want to with our wholesale membership. There's no requirements. So your membership, what does it get you? You get wholesale prices, which is 25% below retail price. You also get plugged into all of our resources where we have exclusive members only training events. We also have some really fun giveaways and prizes, and we have resource pages that you can ask questions and get questions answered and so forth. We also have a great shipping rewards program where you get your shipping costs back in product points, and then you can spend those points on free oils. And then we have a loyalty program that you can opt into if you want to, that allows you to earn more points for your regular orders if you decide that you want to do that. So this loyalty program is that third way that people can purchase doTERRA, where you get like your wholesale discount plus points for your free products. So our goal really is to teach you how to have these products handy, so that when things come up like pain or allergies, a cold or the flu, instead of feeling like you need to run to the doctor and reach for medicine, you have all these natural solutions that are safer and cheaper and more effective, and you don't have to worry about side effects, and they're all right here in your home. So if you are new to doTERRA, we also have these kits that are cheaper than if you bought all of your oils individually. So if you add up all the costs of each individual oil, the kits in that are always going to be cheaper. All the kits also include the wholesale membership. The membership fee is waived, so it's like you get full product for everything that you're spending. And again, you have everything that you need kind of at your fingertips. So let me show you a few things, and I accidentally went a little bit too fast there. Here's our Healthy Start Kit. I didn't realize that one was showing. So this is one of our lowest price points. It's called the Healthy Start Kit. It comes with 10 really common oils, and it's in smaller 5 milliliter, I call them trial sized bottles. And then normally it comes with this smaller diffuser that you see on the slide here, but right now that particular diffuser is out of stock. So doTERRA has upgraded everybody to the pedal diffuser, which you're going to see on the next page. So you get a better diffuser than even what's shown there. So we talked about a lot of these oils tonight, maybe even every single one of them. No, maybe not oregano, but you'll want oregano if you get sick, because it's a really good antibiotic kind of oil. So $160 is what this kit is. That's going to give you your wholesale membership as well as all of these products. You're really going to be set and ready to rock and roll the fall with this one. And again, you'll have your wholesale membership that you can reorder the ones that turn out to be like your family's favorites. So this next kit then is our Healthy Essentials Kit. This one, there's that pedal diffuser in the back that you'll actually get with the Healthy Start Kit right now as well. But this one has, again, 10 of our more popular oils, a lot of which we talked about tonight, but these ones are in a larger, this is our standard size bottle, which is 15 milliliter. So the other one was 5 milliliter. It also has that pedal diffuser, which runs a little bit longer. I'll be honest, you guys, this one is like my favorite because it has those emotional oils. It's got adaptive and copaiba and balance in there, which I think we really need right now. Of course, if you really like that Healthy Start one and you want to add adaptive or add copaiba or balance, you can definitely do that too. But the other reason I love this kit is because you get the full-sized bottles with it. So when you compare that with the Healthy Start Kit that I just showed you, it's 3 times the amount of oil, but it's not 3 times the amount of price. So this one is $249. So for about $90 more, you're going to get 3 times the amount of product. And these oils are all ones that you will use. They're so versatile and so common. And of course, we're going to walk alongside you and make sure that you know how to use every single one of these. And then this here is our kids collection. So it has 7 different oil blends. A lot of these we talked about tonight. All of these are formulated specifically for kiddos and their needs. So things like staying healthy, reducing stress, aches and pains, confidence, focus, sleeping, tummy troubles. They all smell amazing. So it's perfectly okay if you use them too. I do all the time. My kids will be like, where's my rescuer? sitting right here beside mommy. So I like to rotate these with the adult versions actually. So like I'll use On Guard, like Jamie said, On Guard in the morning, Stronger at night, and just kind of keep my body guessing at what's coming to really support it. So it's really good for your body in that way too. This is an amazing collection that you can get if you add on the $35 membership fee to get the wholesale price on it. So total, it would be $140 for all 7 oils plus that membership fee. If you really want to get your kids ready, I would add on those kids supplements that Alicia was talking about, the A to Z vitamins, the IQ Mega, the PB Assist Junior, which is the kids probiotic. With any of these kits, or if you just have a few that you're like, I kind of want to put these together, we can create really easy shopping links for you to get exactly what you want. And we can also sit down with you to figure out exactly what it is that you need or what you want. So what you can expect from us once you get that order in, our job is to make sure that you are well taken care of. So regardless of who invited you today, we all work together. And so I want you to connect with the person who invited you to get the best support for you. Now, if you are, let's say that's like your friend invited you and your friend is the one who knows one of us, your friend can help you get connected to one of us. So definitely don't feel like, oh my gosh, I don't know which one of you I should contact. We can definitely help kind of figure out where you should belong. So once you have that order and we send your welcome packet, we've got information and goodies to just help you get started. The next thing that we always try to do is set up a personalized wellness consultation. And that's just a really fancy way to say, we want to sit down with you and make sure that we understand your family's issues and health ailments that you're dealing with. And then we want to make sure that you know how to use your oil safely and to get the results that you're hoping for. Then we're going to plug you into our resource groups where you can ask questions, get your answers for any of your oils or even just general wellness questions. And then we do fun giveaways and trainings and things like that. And the coolest thing, you guys, is you get us. You'll have us as your personal wellness advocate to just ensure that you're getting everything that you hope for out of your investment into oils. So here's what I would love for you to do at this point is send us a message. So whether you are somebody who, if you text the person that you're talking to, if you email the person that you're talking to, whatever, however you usually connect with them, because we want to make sure that everybody here gets the individual attention that you deserve, pull out your phone, send them a message, we'll follow up and just make sure that, hey, what's the best package for you or what's the best way for you to get started on that individual for your family basis. We want to answer your questions and all that kind of stuff to make sure that you feel really confident and really comfortable. And of course, we want to make sure that we're meeting your family's needs and staying within your family's budget. Now, like I said, if the person who invited you is not somebody who is like one of the 4 of us or somebody who can help get you started, I'm going to put my email address in the chat right now so that you guys have it. I can help connect you. So just send me a message and I will get you connected with the person who's like in your area or the person who's connected to the person who invited you so that they can best help you. So with that, you guys, I just want to thank you for coming tonight. We're super thrilled that you decided to spend an hour and 20 minutes with us. Hopefully it was helpful. Hopefully you learned something that's going to help you just really support your immune system naturally and keep yourself healthy. These are super crazy times for sure. So hopefully you are feeling like you have something that you can take a little bit of control over, feel more sane as you navigate everything that's thrown at you this fall. We will stay on here for just a little bit. If you have any questions, we can answer them in the chat, or I can also just pull everybody up on video if you'd like to do that. I'll stop the recording so that you don't have to worry about your face being on the screen.